things that you speak up to say are scouting appropriate and are going to represent the region, the Order of the Arrow, and the Boy Scouts of America as a whole as great as possible, and really put a great light on the Central region. Also, this is different than Zoom. Our breakout rooms do not start automatically. You do have to actually physically leave the session you're in and then go into the new one. And so this is all outlined in the Teams tutorial. We won't have any breakout sessions really tonight except for your section breakout. But definitely, if you're still unfamiliar with that, look at the Teams tutorial tonight and make sure you're able to kind of refresh on that. So moving forward, as an effort to kind of make sure that if there are troubles, we're able to hear, you'll see that my cell number and then also Bryson Schroeder, he's kind of overseeing all the technology this weekend. Both of our cell numbers are on the screen right now. And so if you have trouble, the best way to get in contact with someone quickly is to call either one of us. Of course, I might not, both of us will be busy throughout the weekend. And so if you don't get a response, right away, hopefully we'll be able to do that. Also, within the SOS Hub, you'll see a technology form that goes to Stephen Nokian. He's been helping us a lot with creating the teams as a whole. That'll be a great way to get some feedback as well. And so moving on to the next slide, the next thing that's important to talk about is that with this not being an in-person event, it's a little difficult for you to ask questions. If you think about it, between the sessions or stuff like that, there's no time to just kind of approach me partway through. And so in order to submit those questions to us, I encourage you to visit this form. It's also linked in the SOS Hub to submit any questions you have or burning issues, as we so to say, in terms at the National Leadership Summer. And so you can ask anything you want, whether it's serious or asking what my favorite color is. You can submit those there, and then each morning we'll try and answer as many as we're able to before the day really begins in our morning session. Another great thing to kind of keep in mind here listed on the next slide is our campfire chat. There's like I said, kind of along the lines of not being able to meet with everyone throughout the weekend. With the campfire chat, it's a room that's open throughout the entire weekend, and so you can kind of just join there and talk to anyone and have some fellowship from across the region. So definitely don't be afraid to use that. Moving forward, the next thing I wanted to do is talk about our staff. So they're each going to come up here, introduce themselves, and give a quick fun fact. We'll kind of be going rapid fire, so be ready to kind of meet everyone that we have both on site and virtually. So moving on to the next slide. First off, I'm Patrick. I'm really happy to be here with all of you. And a fun fact about myself is that I was on the news the day Osama bin Laden died. I can tell you a little bit more about that later, but that was because I won a Lego contest. Alex Parker is our Central Region Chairman. He's going to be doing a few different sessions. I'm also going to put my mask on here since we'll all be on screen. But Alex, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Alex Parker here from Champaign, Illinois, currently serving as our Central Region Chairman. Happy to be here, excited for the weekend fun fact. I have had my first child, my eldest daughter, join the Order of the Arrow this year. She went through her ordeal about a month ago, and she really enjoyed it, and she's looking forward to having a great time in the Order of the Arrow. And so one of the things that you all are doing here is learning how to provide great experiences for people like her, the brand new ordeals, and folks who are going to continue making this order great. So thank you again, and look forward to a great weekend.
Great, thank you, Alex. And now, so we'll go through the rest of our staff. Bryson Schroeder, you won't be able to see him because he's manning all the technology right now, but he's our technology lead. And then, like I said, Stephen Nokian has been helping a lot outside of everything in terms of making the teams happen. So moving onward, Gavin Schill and Michael Kipp are up next. They're going to come and join me on screen here in just a minute. Gavin, why don't you start talking?
Awesome. Well, thank you, Patrick, and thank you all for letting me join you here this weekend. My name is Gavin Cho. I have the pleasure of serving as the 2020 Western Region Chief. I'm from Speleai Lodge, which is Burbank, California, so just outside of Los Angeles. This weekend, I look forward to teaching you all a little bit more about sort of an ACT conference, actually, right later on this evening, and then also talking about how you can leverage your conclaves to drive lodge performance. And a fun fact is that one time I was in the same gym as Will Ferrell, making the note that I was in the same gym. I was not working out in the same gym, obviously. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Kipp, and I have the privilege of serving on the 2020 SOS staff, and that's all there is to know. I come from Sakima Lodge out of Northwest Indiana, a recent alum of Purdue University. I see that section C6A Pride down there. Thank you, Joey. And my fun fact is, I hope, like many of you, I'm very excited to start watching Season 4 of The Crown as soon as I get home this weekend. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Michael. Next up, we've got Joey Deerdorf.
Hello, my name is Joey Deerdorf. I hail from Brazil, Indiana, Chacostown Lodge. This weekend I'll be teaching speech writing and public speaking, And my fun fact is that back in the day, I used to show rabbits, and I do indeed hold a national title in rabbit judging.
I did not know that. All right, next up we've got Mike Durkop.
Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I'm Michael Durkop. I'll be with you guys this weekend teaching a little bit about Adobe 101, how to create some really cool looking social media posts, and then also how to effectively communicate. A really neat fact about myself is on my way down this morning it snowed 3 inches. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Great, thank you, Michael. Speaking of Michaels, now we have Michael Tangen, or Mike Tangen, to introduce himself.
Good evening, everybody. Great to be here. I'm from Tacone Lodge out of Pathway to Adventure Council. And my fun fact, if everybody's familiar with the movie Christmas Vacation, I'm the guy that supplied all the licensed NFL and Blackhawk merchandise. As a matter of fact, my mom's the one that sold the Griswold 00 on the back of the jersey that Chevy Chase wore. And I actually have a picture of myself wearing that jersey before I shipped it off to California to be in the movie. So that's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Rich Whitney, I don't think is quite on the session yet, so I'll introduce him, or I'll talk about him on his behalf. He's going to be talking a lot about building a training session, and the fun fact about himself is he actually has got a book either coming out this month or it already has been published, so that'll be a pretty cool read. I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we've got Will Coots.
Hello everyone, I'm Will Coots. This weekend I'll be teaching 2 trainings, one about recognizing the potential in others and those we work with, and then the second training about engaging every airman, not just at the COC, but we'll kind of expand upon that to talk about engagement techniques for any event that you're going to, whether it be Scouts, COC, or anything else. Fun fact, I was in Maine 2 summers ago. On my way back down, I stopped at a weird restaurant, and it said lobster tails $2. And I said, $2 in Maine for lobster tails? I've got to stop in. So I go to the counter, pay the man $2, and the man immediately says, so once upon a time there was this lobster. And that was the best experience of my entire life. So.
All right, thank you, Will. Next up, we have Don. He is actually attending with us virtually, and so he's going to unmute himself and introduce himself.
Hey, good evening. Don Huff here, originally from just outside of Chicago in Tacone Lodge, and now I live in Washington, D.C. Excited to be here with the SOS team this weekend, talking about how we can translate some of our experiences in scouting into our careers and use the skills here to better us in the future. Interesting fact about me, my first job as a 15, 16-year-old was coming up with radio jingles for like the public awareness campaigns in my local hometown. So I worked on that.
Nice, thank you. Next up, we've got Joey Snella.
Hi, my name is Joey Snell. I hail from Lawrence Lodge in just outside of Chicago in Elmhurst, Illinois. Fun fact about me is first I'll be teaching getting lodge buy-in and executing a special project here at SOS this weekend. But the main big flex, my main goal, my fun fact is if you guys watch Momentum Spark this weekend, my twin sister Madeline was in those new Ordeal videos. She was the one in the green venture uniform doing the narrating. So our big flex as a family is that she is way more famous than I will ever be.
All right, thank you, Joey. Next up, we have Brian Blood. He's going to be teaching COC, Thinking Past the Meeting.
Yeah, so my name is Brian Blood. I'm from Tamiana Lodge in the Kansas City area, and I'll be teaching COC, Thinking Past the Meeting, and giving you guys some tips on how to take those principles outside and of the COC meeting as well. Fun fact about me is I actually have worked for 3 years at a Kansas City barbecue restaurant and kind of consider myself a barbecue snob.
All right, thank you, Brian. Finally, now we have 2 more virtual staff with us. Mike Go is not able to attend, but he's going to be talking a lot about evaluating your section towards the end of the weekend. And then Dan Dick is with us here virtually as well. He's going to introduce himself now.
Hi, everyone. I am Dan Dick, and I originally come from Northwest Illinois, Wallapayou Lodge. This weekend, I will be talking about events and kind of thinking about what your year is going to look like as section officers in relation to not only what you guys have always done pretty amazingly in the central region, but how COVID might be having some implications on you and what we might be able to do for event planning looking forward. Fun fact about me is actually that Will Coots and I are cousins. So if you didn't know that, Will and I, we usually get together for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but unfortunately not going to work out this year. Excited for a good SOS with you guys. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dan. And now with people being so close together, I didn't touch anyone's hands, but I do want to be safe, and so unfortunately we're not able to get these items in time to send them to all of you, but I'm going to go ahead and use my Central Region branded hand sanitizer, which was our third and final gift for all of you this weekend. So hopefully we can get those to you soon, so that we can all, kind of be safe throughout this weekend. So moving forward to really the end of this session, I just kind of wanted to leave you all as we, it's going to take Gavin and I a couple minutes to transfer before he's ready for his next session. A couple things for you to kind of sit back and think about before we move on. First off, I want you to list out in your workbook 5 things that you wish to improve about yourself. This can be in terms of your leadership, interpersonal skills, your time management, or just like your overall morals or something like that. And then also 5 things you wish to improve about your section. These things, pretty much anything in terms of section operations are good. And I want you to kind of keep these 10 things you end up writing down in the back of your mind as we go through SOS, as well as the SOS learning outcomes, which are really to make sure that you learn every aspect that there is possible to a section officer, and what your role is or an advisor, and how to do a really great job. Improve yourself as a person and as an airman and as a leader, and then finally, meet each other and collaborate throughout the region. So thank you all for joining for this first session, and we'll be starting our next one in just a couple minutes.